Dear grade 12 students, welcome to this English language video lesson, which will focus on grammar. So please get your student's book and have it opened on page 46. And let's get started. Today's lesson has 3 learning objectives. So by the end of this video, you'll be able to first identify the difference between the past perfect simple and the past perfect progressive in terms of form and use. Second, differentiate between the use of would and was, were, going to. And finally, demonstrate a high degree of understanding of the past perfect simple, the past perfect progressive, would and was, were, going to through selecting the correct option. As a starter activity, you are given 2 sentence stems. So I would like you to complete them using your own ideas. So please pause this video here and complete these sentences. Very good. So for sentence number 1, you can complete it by saying, before I went to bed, I had read a story or had done my homework. Also, you can say had brushed my teeth, or also I had locked the doors and the windows, or any reasonable answer that contains the past perfect simple. We move to sentence number 2. I felt tired because you can say had been painting the walls all morning, or had been digging in the garden all morning, or had been cleaning the car all morning. Also, you can say had been doing the housework all morning, or any reasonable answer that contains the past perfect progressive. For the first objective, we will begin by revising the forms of the past perfect simple. We start by the affirmative form, which is made by using had for all the pronouns and the past participle of the verb. For example, had traveled, and the past participle is obtained by adding ed to the verb. Then had bought, and the past participle of the verb here is irregular. The base form of bought is buy. And a list of irregular past and past participle verbs is available in your student's book, page 98. Then we move to the negative form. It is made by using hadn't and the past participle of the verb, like hadn't traveled and hadn't bought. Finally, the interrogative form, which means the question form, and it is made by using had plus the subject plus the past participle of the verb. For example, had you traveled, had you bought. Now we will do the same thing for the past perfect progressive. So we start by the affirmative form. It is made by using had been plus verb plus ing. For example, had been traveling and had been working. As for the negative form, we make it by using hadn't been plus verb plus ing. For example, hadn't been traveling and hadn't been working. Finally, the interrogative form, which is formed by using had plus subject plus been plus verb plus ing, like had you been traveling and had you been working. Now the practice part. Please pause this video here and write the bracketed verbs in the past perfect simple and the past perfect progressive. Very good. Let's check out the answers. We start with the past perfect simple. For sentence number 1, you've written excellent, have done. The next sentence is a question, so you should write exactly, had she already packed? As for the last sentence, the correct answer is very good, had not repaired or hadn't repaired. Great. Let's move to the past perfect progressive. For sentence number 1, you should write very good, had been looking. Then sentence number 2, which is in the interrogative form, you should write great, had you been sleeping? Finally, sentence 3, what have you written? Excellent, hadn't been sunbathing. Now we will work on the different uses of the past perfect simple and the past perfect progressive. For this, I would like you to go to activity A in your student's book, page 46. As you can see, you have 4 sentences on your left hand. These sentences contain verbs in the past perfect simple and the past perfect progressive. Then on your right hand, you have 2 uses of the past perfect simple. So I would like you to pause this video here and match the examples with the uses. Well done. Let's see the answers together. So, in which sentence is the past perfect simple used to show that an action was completed before a specific point of time in the past? Excellent. It's sentence number 2. The action completion is marked by the use of already, and the expression by 5 o'clock indicates the specific point of time. Then, which sentence uses the past perfect simple to indicate that an action was completed before another action in the past? Exactly, sentence number 4. So, the first completed action in the past is the bike race had begun, and the second action in the past is arrived. We remain with the same activity, but this time you will match the examples that have the past perfect progressive with their uses. So please pause this video here and do the task. Well done. Now let's see the answers. Which sentence uses the past perfect progressive to emphasize the duration of an action which had been going on up to a point of time in the past? Great, it's sentence 3. The focus on the duration is marked by the use of the expression for 40 years. And when she retired indicates the point of time up to which the action had been going on. Then, of course, the remaining sentence, which is sentence number 1. In this sentence, the past perfect progressive is used to show that the duration of an action caused visible results at a later time in the past. The duration of the action had been helping is marked by the use of the expression all morning. And the result of this durable action is expressed by the word exhausted. For the second objective, we will do activity B in your student's book, page 47. As you can see, you have two sentences containing verbs in blue and two rules with empty spaces. Your task is to complete the rules with reference to the above sentences. So please pause this video here and do the task. Excellent. Let's check it out. So for the first space, we should write would, which is always followed by the base form of the verb. And would, in this example, is used to show that we expected something to happen at a later time in the past. Then for the second space, we should write was for singular pronouns and were for plural pronouns and going to. This expression is also followed by the base form of the verb. Was or were going to is used to talk about we intended to do in the past but probably didn't. Now let's do some practice. You have 5 sentences with verbs in brackets. Please pause this video here and write the bracketed verbs using would or was, were, going to. Well done. Let's see the answers. For sentence number 1, we should write excellent, was going to take. Then we move to sentence number 2. What have you written? Exactly, was going to go. After that, sentence 3. Can you tell me what the correct answer is? Very good, would win. For sentence number 4, the correct answer is what? Excellent, we're going to book. And finally, sentence number 5, wouldn't land is the correct answer. Now for our last objective, we will do activity C in your student's book, page 47. For presentational reasons, this activity has been divided into 3 slides. As for you, you will do the whole activity. Before you start, I should tell you that answers 2, 3, 6, 9, 10, 14, and 16 have been selected for you because they are about the past simple tense. So please pause this video here and select the correct verb form. Very good. Let's correct together. So which answer have you chosen for number 1? Very good. Had been working, the past perfect progressive. Can you tell me why? Excellent. The emphasis here is on the duration of the action. Then, number 4, what have you decided? Excellent. The past perfect simple had complained. Can you say why? Excellent. The selected action was completed before a second action in the past. Great. Then, for number 5, we should choose the past perfect simple again. So the answer had listened. And this is because the action also was completed before the underlined second action.
We continue with the same activity. So for number 7, we should choose what? Excellent. Would suffer. Can you say why? Very good. Because it refers to what we expected to happen at a later time in the past. Then number 8, what have you chosen? Exactly, the past perfect progressive, and the correct answer is had been trying. Can you tell me the reason? Exactly, because it indicates that the duration of an action had visible results at a later time in the past. Next, number 11, what is the best answer? Well done, we should select would be. Do you know why? Exactly, because it referred to something that we expected to happen at a later time in the past. As for number 12, the correct answer is very good, wouldn't be. And do you know why? Very good. Again, because the verb referred to what we expected to happen at a later time in the past. We remain with the same task. So, number 13, what have you chosen as a correct answer? Well done. Had started. And why is that? Excellent. To show that an action was completed before a specific time in the past. And the point of time here is by the end of the same week. We move to number 15. What should we choose? Excellent. Again, the past perfect simple, hadn't, missed. And do you know why? Exactly. Again, because the action was completed before a specific point of time in the past. And this point of time is by the end a new school was built. Now you know the difference between the past perfect simple and the past perfect progressive, and the use of would and was, were, going to. This is the end of this video. Thank you very much for being attentive, and remember that this video will be available on Microsoft Teams. Thank you and goodbye.